I spent a whole week trying not to write this. No, seriously, I stopped watching the news over 2 years ago, turned the TV off completely. It was doing something to my mental state that I didn't like. All that negativity piped directly into your living room every night. I felt better almost immediately. So I had every intention of keeping this week's content completely Trump-free. Then the data kept showing up. Then I started thinking about that Branson lunch. Then I couldn't stop. So here we are. Let me start with the numbers because I want you to understand this isn't just me. This isn't one person's opinion or one country's politics. Pew Research surveyed 28,000 people across 24 countries. The result? 62% of the world has little or no confidence in Donald Trump. That's not a slim majority. That's not a close call. That's nearly 2/3 of the planet looking at this man and saying no. Gallup went wider, 130 countries, and in 2025, U.S. global approval hit a record low of 31%, while disapproval hit a record high of 48%. For the first time in almost 20 years, China now has higher global approval ratings than the United States. Let that sit for a second. The world now looks more favorably at an authoritarian government than at America under Trump. Europe is especially telling. On a trust scale of 0 to 10, Europeans gave Trump a 2.6. The only world leader ranked lower is Vladimir Putin at 1.5. And 73% of Europeans now view Trump as a threat to peace and security. Not a nuisance, not an inconvenience, a threat. That's just 9 points behind how they rate Putin. Denmark's favorability toward the US dropped 20 points after Trump took office. Sweden dropped 12. These are allies, countries that stood beside America for decades. They're not being dramatic, they're paying attention. Now here's where it gets personal for me. When I lived in India, I noticed something, and I've seen it in videos coming out of Africa for years. There's a certain reverence that kicks in around wealth and perceived power. Not strength necessarily, not character, just money. The performance of having it. It's not unique to those places, to be fair. You see traces of it everywhere, but it runs deep in certain cultures, and it explains a lot about where Trump's numbers hold up internationally. His highest approval ratings come from Nigeria, Kenya, and India, countries where wealth signals virtue almost automatically, where the optics of money carry more weight than the substance behind them. The problem is, Trump's wealth was always mostly a performance. The gold towers, the private plane, the "you're fired," a significant chunk of that was borrowed money and television. But the show was convincing. And when you're already wired to respect the appearance of money, you don't look behind the curtain. Now there's Israel sitting at 69% confidence in Trump. I'll say it plainly, that's a transactional arrangement, not genuine admiration. And before I go further, let me be clear about where I stand. I'm black. I have zero hate toward Jewish people. Zero. Honestly, I don't know enough about Jewish culture to have strong opinions either way. To me, you're just people. What I find confusing, and I mean genuinely confusing, is the relationship between MAGA and Jewish people. Because a significant portion of that base holds deeply anti-Semitic views. They don't like you. They've made that clear repeatedly. But they also support Israel? They love the idea of Israel? They rally behind Netanyahu? That's a Scooby-Doo mystery I am not going to spend energy trying to solve. I'll just say this. I get it. I understand it. Most people are transactional now. That's not a cynical take, that's just where we are, especially in Western culture, especially in America. We are hyper-capitalistic in a way that most of the world can't fully comprehend. Only Americans could invent the phrase chasing the bag and mean it as a compliment. That's what's happening here. Netanyahu needs Trump's backing. Trump needs the evangelical vote. Nobody actually likes each other. They need each other. And in 2025 America, that passes for an alliance. The same people who say they hate you, love you, but still hate you. From the outside looking in, that's not politics. That's just confusion wearing a flag pin. Now here's the part that really crystallizes it for me. There is exactly one brown-skinned society that Trump has no public problem with. Saudi Arabia, a Muslim country, absolute monarchy, deeply conservative in ways that would make your average MAGA voter's head spin if they thought about it for more than 30 seconds. Now look at Ilhan Omar, black woman, Muslim, representative from Minnesota. Trump and his base cannot stand her. They've targeted her relentlessly. Same religion as the Saudis, similar complexion. The difference? Saudi Arabia has oil money and geopolitical leverage. Ilhan Omar has a congressional seat in Minneapolis. Facts over feelings, folks. Facts over feelings. Now, the assassination attempts. 3 of them. And yes, people are openly questioning whether they were staged. Here's my honest take. Anything is possible. But I don't think he has the heart for it. He has the mental makeup of someone who could dream it up, absolutely. He's the Eddie Guerrero of politics. He will lie, cheat, and steal without blinking. The wink is built into the performance. But putting himself in the path of a real bullet, with real chaos and real variables around him, I don't buy it. Because here's what I've observed about this man consistently. He talks about revenge, but lawyers do the dirty work. He incites crowds, then watches from a safe room. He threatens constantly, but leaves before the consequences arrive. January 6th is the clearest picture of who he really is. He sent people to the Capitol and watched it on television with a Diet Coke. That's not a brave man. That's a man who outsources everything, including his own risk. So staged? I'm skeptical. But here's the thing. Whether those attempts were real or manufactured, either answer is damning. If real, someone tried to kill a sitting president 3 times. That's a pressure gauge on how much genuine rage exists in this country. If fake, a man manufactured martyrdom for political sympathy. Eddie Guerrero would respect the commitment either way. Richard Branson met Donald Trump for lunch once, one-on-one. Before the food arrived, Trump was already talking about 5 people who had refused to help him after a bankruptcy. He said he was going to spend the rest of his life destroying them. He didn't change the subject once. Branson left and wrote that he felt disturbed. He later called Trump a very vindictive, rather dangerous, rather sad man. That lunch happened years before any of this, before the presidency, before the rallies, before the indictments. It was just 2 men and a table in an unguarded moment, and Trump showed exactly who he was. People who lack real character can't help it. The mask slips at lunch, it slips in interviews, it slips when the cameras are supposedly off. 62% of the world feels it. Europeans trust him at 2.6 out of 10. Longtime allies now call America a threat. His own country gives him 39% and falling. Very few people who have actually spent real time with this man come away respecting him. They use him. They tolerate him. They fear what he can do to them. But genuine respect from people of actual character, you have to look pretty hard to find it. That's not a political statement. That's just a lonely thing to be true about a person.